Hey team, let's get into this next review. Great Leaders Have No Rules, 2018, written by Kevin Kruse and published by Rodale in New York. It's a great way to start off a great new year. This is a book that spells out a lot of what I think and believe in leadership. Leadership is a superpower, and Kruse says we need more superheroes in our lives. So we do. Leadership is something we get thrust into. We are great at our work and we're promoted up the food chain and into leadership roles with greater responsibilities. For most, this is a change in title, a change in job description, the gifting of people to leave and to lead and to have an expectation that people have an expectation that you will know what to do and how to do it and that you'll get results. For a few, you'll get some support, some learning, and some explicit coaching and teaching on how to lead. For most, however, we go on a hunch, the way we've been led, and use this as a guide for how to lead or not lead. Or we work on some theories that we may have been indoctrinated with along the way. Kruse spells out and teaches us 10 core lessons and confronts some hard-held beliefs that may have worked in times of power down and hierarchies, but may not necessarily work now. This work is current, it's real, it's a strong guide to leading in 2023 and beyond. It's about leading with intent. The new world of leadership moves on from the predictability of one job for life and working through promotion to VUCA, VUCA, if we want to throw it into a word, but volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous workplaces. It thrusts us into leadership that needs to respond to and is effective in this environment, and it calls for different skills. With each chapter, Kruse explores the principle, unpacks it into smaller chunks of clarity, and then provides a takeaway summary for the chapter and a context for application. And he throws it into multiple contexts, 6 in fact, for managers, sales professionals, the sports coach, the military officer, the parent, and then for you as an individual. It really is wide-serving. He also throws us some statistics to ponder on. For example, a lack of workplace leadership contributes to 70% of employees not being engaged at work. A lack of family leadership leads to 50% of the marriages in the US ending in divorce. And a lack of self-leadership contributes to obesity and substance abuse. So unpacking this thinking and learning about leadership is probably quite important. So let's get into his 10 principles. Principle number 1, close your open door policy. This fosters the autonomy and empowerment of your team members and enables you to increase the amount of time you spend on deep work. In doing so, don't default to lazy leadership of come to me with a solution and not a problem, or my door is always open. Do spend time with your team. Go out and spend time with them in their spaces. This connection is important. But don't become inefficient and ineffective by being there for everyone at their beck and call all of the time. Be brave. Close the door at times. Become inaccessible within reason. It is good for everyone. Principle number 2, and I got them mixed up on my drawing here, so don't follow the drawing, follow the narrative. Principle 2, shut off your smartphone. No devices in meeting, no excuses. Model it. Do you manage your smartphone and device time? How and when do you access it? It is a distraction. It does create disengagement and loads of excuses. The "I must respond now" addiction is real. This principle improves safety and focus among team members, meetings, and leadership alike. Principle 3, have no rules. Well, actually, principle 2. It is not saying that boundaries and ways of working are not needed, but sometimes people build in rules that stop innovation and stop people from creating and thinking. Are the rules you have actually allowing people to do what needs to be done? And do they work for the team? A rule that works for accounting may not actually work for the creator on the team. Shift your focus from rule enforcement to hiring, to values, to having guardrails and boundaries, not rules and absolutes, all of which in turn yield greater accountability and greater engagement. Move on, principle number 4, be likable, not liked. You can be friendly with people and you can know your team. You won't ever be genuine with friends with people who you lead. When evaluation is part of your process, there is always a degree of separation and an imbalance in power. Your team don't have to like you, but you don't have to be an ass about leading. You can be likable. Your decisions may not be enjoyed by everyone, but leadership isn't a popularity game. It is about what is right and not necessarily about what is popular. It can be about respect, but respect is not about power and position. It is about authentic decisions. This principle ensures there is just enough separation for you to make the tough decisions and to give candid feedback without you having to be a jerk at work. Principle 5, lead with love. Connect with people and know your people. Take the time to ask about their families, to check in on their children and to know them as people. Do you know their children's names? It is a reminder that you don't need to like someone in order to care about them deeply, and caring drives engagement and loyalty. Principle number 6, crowd your calendar. I have been preaching this for years, and it's so nice to read it in black and white in somebody's book. Lists don't work. Hear me again? Writing a list does not work. They simply make you feel guilty and create anxiety. Take your list and take time to plan your day. Take the list and map it into your week. You don't have to think, you just have to action what is in there. It is worthy of your time. What is in your calendar is what you value and what you prioritize. Know yourself and the best times of your day. Activate and create in the early hours if that's when you work best. Account and manage in the afternoons. Connect with your people and family in the evenings. Plan your fitness. Put it into your schedule. Plan your reading. Put it into your calendar. You plan what is important. Go beyond your list and put times to it and make actions with it. Plan your nothing time. Put that into your calendar too. Principle 7, play favorites. The reality is you like some people more than others because they do as you ask. They get better results. They are more willing. You can actually like some people more than others, and you can give more to those who are willing. We put way too much time into the unwilling people, and this could give us time. We could give this time to those in the middle who have the potential to be brilliant. Those who give more deserve more recognition. Be brave. Fire those who don't. Being fair isn't about giving equally. It's about understanding the individual, their strengths, their zones of genius, and making sure they get to work in environments that allow them to excel. So let's move on to the next. Principle number 8, reveal everything, even salaries. The age of radical transparency. Oh, I do love this. I love that phrase. When VUCA comes into play, your team need to know how to make informed decisions quickly. They need to be empowered and maneuver without checking in. Pivot quickly. To do this, the team need information. They need the why, the what, and the how, and they need it without you. This enables teams to move faster, to adapt to change, to make wise decisions. It reduces the need to knock on the door and the, hey, have you got a minute questions. It does mean you have to trust more, work from a shared power base, and that you might move further away from control. Are you up for it? Principle 9, show weakness. Kruse does jump into a little of Brené Brown's work here in vulnerability. Admit your mistakes. Talk about when you messed up and then how you got past it. Perfection is admirable, but it's not realistic. Showing weakness is healthy and builds better leaders, contributes to a culture of psychological safety and trust. It reduces the magnitude of mistakes and fosters innovation. And finally, principle number 10, leadership is not actually a choice. You are always a leader. If you have a leadership role, you are always a leader. And for many, leadership comes before having a title. Leadership is in the way you greet people, your influence without you even knowing, your connection. When you say good morning, when you show interest in people, when you decide, when you support, communicate and consult, when you question, when you stand up for what's wrong, when you face adversity, when you concede. Leadership is in your actions. When you fail to say good morning, when you put your head down and walk past people. Maintain your values. You are always leading. Finally, leaders care. Leaders who care lead with intent. They are deliberate in their actions. They create interactions and influence, positively or not. Leaders' choices impact on their teams. These choices create teams. They create levels of engagement and impact on people. The choice is yours. Kruse asks, how will you lead today?